What up, everybody, and welcome to Late Night Live number 601. What's going on, Jose? See you already in the chat. Nice to see you. Hope everybody's having a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time it is for you. What's going on with the Smitty? Hello, Nangoy. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. I apologize if I'm not. So loud. That's supposed to be about there. Sorry about that. Does that sound better? You guys let me know if the music is too loud, too quiet. I think this is about where it normally is. And if I sound okay, sorry about that. Good evening, Lene. How are you? Oh, that's a wonderful G to get things started. Now the music's a bit low. All right. We can go up to there. How's that sound? I can bring myself up a little higher as well, I guess. That should be about as high as I should go for myself, I'm thinking. Hopefully that sounds good. If not, let me know. We can tweak things. So as I was saying, I was getting the IAMPETH scrapbooks ready for conference, getting the new collection all in binders, and there's a lot of FB Courtney stuff in there, and it has left me rather inspired to try some of his work. He had some signatures that are massive, which means incredibly controlled whole arm movement because they're huge. So once we get warmed up here, we're going to try to take a few swings at some of that stuff. Just basically feed off of that inspiration. Odie's oil. Nice, nice. The paper I'm using today is a paper that I think I might have mentioned this, in my last stream. If I didn't, I'll mention it now. I have this paper that has been being hauled around with me from apartment to apartment since like 2006 or 7, I feel like. It's not the greatest paper, but I don't want to throw it away and waste it. And I don't want to keep hauling it around or just keeping space for it. So I'm forcing myself to use it. It is much toothier than would be ideal. Excuse me. But with extreme care, I'm able to do decent work with it. So it's good light hand practice for me. Wonderful. It's a fun pea. It's one Courtney used quite a bit, so I'm kind of getting myself in the zone. I do feel like I have a frog in my throat. Give me 1 sec. I'm gonna take a sip of water and a sip of tea. Hopefully you'll be good. Okay. So if anybody is specifically familiar with the Henning collection, that is the Courtney pieces that I'm going to be referencing, but there's a lot in there. You can check out the IAMPETH's website if you don't have it already, or if you haven't looked at it already. If there are specific pieces in there that you would be interested in seeing us take a swing at, jump on the website and you can check them out. Now, normally, pre-stream, I like to get what I'm inspired by and print it out and whatnot and have it here on my desk as sort of study material. But we're going to try something new this week. I normally have 3 monitors here in front of me, except when I stream, I turn the extra monitors off because my computer's old and it doesn't like streaming while having 2 other monitors going. I'm experimenting with leaving one of my extra monitors turned on, the one right here, and I'm referencing that material right there. So Normally, I like having it on paper. I don't usually study off of computer references in front of me, or even phone references or things like that. But it's on my computer, and the potential benefit of that is because it's on my computer, I can also do something like this, and I can change this size as we go through to sort of show you the specific piece that I am referencing or looking at. So like this signature, for example, or if we go through, there are these other signatures. As I'm seeing them on my screen, I can scroll through and you can see exactly what I'm referencing. Like, that is just bonkers. Such a pretty little tiny S in the middle there. We're gonna start. I say start simple. This isn't very simple. I'm just gonna pick one at random, basically. Oh, hiccup. What tea am I drinking tonight? Tonight I am drinking my classic decaf Earl Grey tea with a splash of coconut milk. Oh, and honey, of course. Always honey. The only time I don't put honey in my tea is if I'm drinking like a really good green tea. Then I like just the nice classic green tea flavors. If it's sort of a meh green tea, like Tetley, or I have a jar of just my like random green teas, then those always get honey. But if it's really good, then I'll drink it just black. Feels weird saying that you drink green tea black, but I guess that's how it works. That's the terminology. No, I'm fine with lactose. I like coconut milk. I got in the habit of buying it years ago. I used to get almond milk and oat milk and coconut milk, just as far as health-wise seems to be a good choice. But no, I'm not lactose intolerant or anything. I just like coconut milk. Okay. Diving in. This is weird. I'm not used to having it be on my screen. Usually it's right here, referencing as I'm writing. Okay. You guys are able to see it probably a little bit better than me. Oh my goodness. That's all one stroke, really? I do feel like he cheated at some point. Do you think he stopped? If we look here. Oh yeah, I can... Oh, I thought that's just a dot in the paper. I thought for a sec this little dot here. You guys can't see where I'm circling. But this little dot in the middle there, I thought, when it was zoomed out, I thought that was the start of another line. Maybe he cheated, but it doesn't look like he did. He did here on coming off of the capital D. I feel like that just means his shade probably wasn't as big. Or because he was doing this whole thing in one, he likely ran out of ink when he got to the capital D. So you can see he filled in this stuff here. And then obviously filled in, I would assume, the outside. And then didn't touch it up quite all the way. What's going on, Skeet? This is cool. I like being able to, the zooming in, being able to do zoom in like this and show you guys exactly the little things that I'm focusing on. Is kind of handy. I like this. Oh, you can see my pointer? Really? Like if I circle this thing, you can see it? I didn't know you'd be able to see my pointer. There we go. I don't want to make it too big though, because I do want to have the screen visible here. Or the paper, not screen. I guess my desk visible as I'm writing. Well, that's cool. I didn't know that would be visible. Sweet. Good to know. Alright. Let's just go for it. Jeez. Let me go whole arm real quick. Oh, I guess I could enlarge the size of my pointer, I suppose. Not right now. I'm gonna leave it for the moment, maybe in a bit. Okay, not the design you did specifically, but I gotta get that mapping. That's right. This needs to be a bit more vertical, so that this is vertical and longer. This was alright. I gotta make this loop smaller and more angled to come down. He really did this capital stem on the D like a long S, which is interesting. Have this come way up here. This part of the D is okay, but we gotta... Oh, that classic. They did this a lot, and I'm not always the best at it. Making the exit stroke. That's gonna take some practice, not being a horizontal oval. And then almost certainly he lifted in that spot. I would almost guarantee that he lifted there. And then did the H after that. Ending below the baseline. How long did it take you before you didn't lose track of what you were doing mid-flourish? Half joking, half serious. If it's coming out of my own brain, I guess I don't think there was ever a real time where I sort of lost track of where I was going. Because I will mention when I learned flourishing, just like spontaneously going for it, was before I learned whole arm movement, or before I got into rapid whole arm movement writing. So it was a lot of, as you did a letter, you came here. As you were going, you sort of figure it out as you go, and you see spots where you could potentially go in and fill areas. And then you just keep going and going and going and sort of making it up on the fly. That's ugly, but you get the idea. And then because of the signature design that I studied for a lot of years, once I got into ornamental penmanship, or doing it rapidly with movement writing, a lot of the ideas and stuff just existed in my mind already. Or I really like trying to spontaneously create on the fly, which is really, really hard to do because it happens so fast. But I like to try to create like I did when I was going slow, when I'm going fast. It's just a lot harder. So you end up defaulting to sort of what's comfortable or what you're really familiar with, which doesn't create really spontaneous, cool, new, exciting designs. You sort of stick to your go-to flourishes. Like, probably the most go-to flourish I have is this one on any letter that has a stem stroke. It just comes out in everything. So I go out of my way to not use it all that much, or to try to use it in some creative way, just because I don't want it to be a supreme habit. In instances like this, because I haven't done the due diligence of actually doing movement exercises for this entire drill to get used to the whole thing, and I haven't, it's not on paper, so I haven't like traced it with a pencil or even gone over it in the air the whole time. So I'm just looking at it on my screen and then trying to remember where he's going. I'm not looking at the screen when I'm writing it. Obviously I'm looking down here. If I had the sample, say, on a piece of paper, like right here, which is what I would normally do, I can sort of see it in my peripheral, so I can you'd still potentially get a little lost, but you can sort of find your way back to it in your peripheral. But ideally, you have the image in your mind, and I just don't have the image of this design in my mind yet. So we did it once to get lost, and then we go over it to figure out where where we got lost and what we have to do to fix it, or to not get lost, and then we try again. I've never really had a fear of getting lost when I'm doing a design. It does happen quite often, as you guys have seen on stream, because I like to dive in. Run before I can walk, basically, which is bad teaching advice, but good, fun playtime advice. Okay, not the best forms, but that's the idea. You are very welcome. Good question. Oh, of course, that's where habit comes into play. This has to go, my habit is to bring it like so. I have to bring it quite far. And then come all the way back. Okay. Noted. Oh, where'd that come from? Was that on one of my fingers? No. Oh, there was ink. How did ink get there? I must have picked it up when I was talking and explaining things. Whoopsies. Okay, now we analyze. So I do way too much of a curve on this front bit. This is much more chill. I'm forgetting to put the accent shade there. Accent shade down here. Yeah, I gotta make this much longer and horizontal oval so that this ends up being longer. Yeah, okay. That works. And then the exit stroke of the capital D. Got lost going into the D. That's the idea. Too high on that shade there, but that one's not bad. Oops, too big of one of those. Also too big. But that's the idea. Flow's coming. Once the image gets solid in your mind, you get to the point where you don't have to think about it. You're just very relaxed. Go through the design. nice and quick. Ha! 3 nip snaps in that one bit. Going for it didn't really work in that instance. I'm worried that this paper might be a little too textured for this type of signature work for me today. We'll see. Darn it. Anytime I do a long shade at the bottom like this, it makes me feel like I want to go up into some form of like lowercase s or something. It doesn't feel like a standard stem of a capital D. So that's twice now I've done that. Just for the sake of practice, let's continue this. Okay, one thing that Courtney could do that I need to work on, well, lots of things, but this is one. My shade on here often ends up at the very end of that oval. Oops. Like so. Whereas Courtney's, if he were to do one in hairline, his shade happens sort of in this area. Which makes things rather tricky. Oh yeah, lots of nib snaps. I feel like it's gonna be the moral of the story today, potentially, if I keep using this paper. I may switch out though. Maybe I'll switch to black or to black paper eventually. But we'll stay here for now. This is good practice for me. Lighten up my hand. Just want to work on that H, that ending shade. That's what we want. So we end in the hairline, and the shade is up here in the middle. That's the idea. Good, good, good. Nope. I mean, I did end in it. I always end in the hairline, but the shade is too close to the end. We want it on the top of that. Top of that oval. What's going on, Peter? How are you this evening? That's the idea. Now, can we go a little bigger with the shade? Maybe shape that large trajectory a little bit better. That's the idea. Okay, that's the right placement and the right feel. Now we just want it to be a little bigger. His oval's narrower than mine, but we'll tackle that bridge eventually. Tackle that bridge, cross that bridge. Back to the end, but not bad. Still a hairline. It's not far off his. It's interesting. I end with this type of this angle of lift off at the end there, almost all the time. But Courtney tends to have he ends like down. Almost as if, I think that's where I'm potentially going wrong and why my shade ends up at the end, because I'm straightening out to do ending stroke rather than treating this like it was a giant implied oval, which if I did that, that was my follow through coming out of there, then my design would go down and my shade would end up being in that top corner, in theory. It's the right ending. We got a little square up on top though. It's all about oval theory. Nope. That's back to my old tricks. My old habit. Fix it. Oh, after we get ink. Okay, that's the right trajectory going down. That's what we want. Now we just need that shade to be a little bigger. You're not coming this year, Peter. That's sad news. That's too bad. I didn't realize you weren't going to be there. Shout out to all the lurkers in the chat, and or not in the chat. All of my lurkers here. If you're somebody who's gonna be at IAMPETH, I look forward to seeing you there. I don't know. Is Lurker Leon you here today? Is Lurker Leon gonna be at IAMPETH this year? I wonder. That's such a weird shape for me to make. Okay. I'm trying to make this big because this signature in the archive is about this long. Like it's almost a page. Like it's very long. Maybe even it might almost be like 7.5, 8 inches long, potentially. These are big signatures in the archive. Hello, Chocolate Cosmo. Welcome, welcome. Oh, tiny snap at the end. That had a decent flow to it. Definitely started to run out of ink towards the end there. Fill those swells a little bit so they dry a better color. I did it! I didn't even realize till right now. I did the same darn thing. I turned this stroke into an H. This feels like an H to me instead of a D. Darn it! I was quite proud of that one. Didn't even realize. You guys are probably yelling at your screens. Whoops. Alright, we also gotta lower the shade on our F a little bit. too round or too oval on that D exit stroke, but that's okay. Whoa! Lurker James is here! James, I haven't seen you in ages. How are you? I was thinking about you just yesterday, actually, because I launched a new t-shirt in my store, and I was remembering that you're the only person that has a burgundy slacker table shirt. Nice to see you, James. Where you been? What you been up to? Working on your zine? I didn't know you had a zine. Talk to us. Talk to us about your zine, James. I haven't talked to you in ages. I've been good. Too busy for my own good, but I've been good. Oh, I did it again. Why? I just want to go up, compound curve up and out of that. That's Lurker James's signature. What's up, everybody? I'm here. Wait, is next Tuesday IAMPETH already? No, we still have... It's the Tuesday after that, right? I think? Yeah. Too oval on that capital D exit stroke, but that's all right. Mr. Harper's, it's Harpert. It's a T at the end there. Never heard the last name Harpert before. So close together. Whoopsies. Yeah, there's a week. Good, good, good. Does that mean we have a stream next week as well before I go out of town? That's exciting. We haven't had back-to-back weeks of streams in a while. Yeah, we got a stream on the 1st. Oh, that's fun. And then I think I might do a stream. I don't know if it'll stream to YouTube. I'm not sure what I'll do. On the Tuesday I'm at IAMPETH, I want to do something. It might just be on the Discord, though, at the CREATRIUM. Doing the signature this big is crazy to me. I love that he uses two variations of the lowercase r in one signature. That makes me very happy, and also feel better about doing that often myself. Except I'm sure for him it's intentional, for me it's not usually intentional. That is true, Peter. So long as, well, I don't imagine it'll happen, but so long as I don't misbehave too much in the next week, I will be president of the association at the end of this conference. Which is crazy to think about. Does that call for a blacklight celebration? Perhaps. We might have to do we could do a special stream, maybe. The small writing, like my lowercase letters, these are ornamental penmanship still. They're just ornamental penmanship lowercase. Similar to Spencerian, but slightly different. So many nib snaps doing this one on this paper. I could also get some Rhodia and do it on Rhodia, I suppose. Not too shabby so far. Good enough that we move on, or should we take some more swings at it? Nice, James. Well, if you thought I was the president for the past 2 years, you haven't come to conference in 2 years, so that doesn't make me terribly excited. You better come to my conference. It's hopefully gonna be fun. Fingers crossed I do my job right. And it's gonna be a good time. Good, good, good. Can we reuse this first page? This ink seriously hasn't dried yet? Yikes. That's taken a long time. It's true. First order of command. I don't know. My first order of business as the vice president was to convince the association to purchase a large collection. That was my big move. I don't know that I'll have much to do as president. We'll see. That's better. Bring this far enough that way. We've also been forgetting to cross or to give that, oops, tick on the F. Execute. Oof, that's aggressive. But I like the Jedi. Okay, biggest thing we gotta fix in this whole thing. Well, both of these go below the baseline, and this doesn't, which is no bueno. And then this is still too aggressive, and this needs to transition into an angled oval, not a horizontal oval like I'm used to. Oh, Ojaswini's not familiar with Star Wars. technically exit first. That's okay. It was the order that got the majority of the Jedi killed. Execute Order 66. And then everybody got murdered. That's the wrong R. We'll swap them then. Don't tell Courtney. Yeah, this is the first time up here that I brought this far enough over. I brought it farther than he did. I brought it too far. But it needs to go like... Well, I guess he has it crossed through right there. Meh. See what we can do. I nib snap every time I get to my lower right of my writing range. Like when I do that, the D exit stroke right there, and then when I do the exit stroke of the H right there. Almost every single time so far. Oh, there's been lots of twerking, James. You've missed it all. So much twerking. This is basically a twerking channel, more so than a penmanship channel now. So far away. So that's far away because I'm not doing this far enough to this side. So this compound curve has space so that these are closer together. Okay. Sounds good, Peter. Have a good one. Hopefully we'll see you later. Every time, it's because when I go down, I feel like my nib has to get more vertical when I get down there. Every single time I go into that exit stroke. I think I buggered up my nib on that one. That was a bad one. Oh yeah, my first order as president, IAMPETH is turning into a twerking conference, not a penmanship conference. Yeah, it's the International Association of Master Penmen, Engrossers, and Twerking Hard Association. Or Twerking Handwriters, there it is. International Association of Master Penmen, Engrossers, and Twerking Handwriters. Forget teaching. Oh, where'd my loop go? I've been traveling. Everything isn't where it belongs. Where is my loop? Is it in my backpack? 2 seconds. I thought I emptied my backpack of penmanship stuff on my trip to the archive. But not my loop, I guess. I feel so out of the loop without it. Sorry. Oh yeah, this nib is unhappy, so which tine did I hook? Yeah, definitely that one. Okay, shoot. Oh, I hope I didn't wreck it. Like Ralph. Doesn't look great. Is that my sign to change paper? Or to write a little bit farther away from myself, perhaps. I might have to move my desk away. So I write a little bit farther away from myself so I don't get that type of thing. Hello, Annie. Birthday girl in the chat. Right? I'm still on the right day? I think. Felt a little better. Thank you to the CREATRIUM for letting me know whose birthdays are on what day in the penmanship world. No good. Too big a space in there. Making that too long. This is a tricky one on textured paper. Light hand. Super light hand. I am a feather. Still got a snap. Thought I was gonna do it on that one. No space for 2 ovals, so just do 1 at the end. Not a perfect rendition, but we're gonna move on to another one. Ooh, what'd you get for your birthday? I can't guess. Did you get... Is it a new pen holder? I was gonna say ink. New pen holder would be pretty exciting. A flight to IAMPETH? Yep, in my time zone, you still got 2 hours and 5 minutes. Okay, what else do we got here? Pick another one. I guess I could just scroll through and see how we feel about some of these. Fairbank. Ooh, this is clean. That doesn't even look like Courtney. That is precise. I want to come back to this one. Yowzers. These are so good. Ooh, let's do this one. Now, do you think that's not an S in the middle? That's because this is EC Burton. But there's a long S after the C. Is that just his connective stroke? Or is this EH Burton? Which would be weird. What does this say? You got a labubu. I don't know what a labubu is. Sorry. I'm not internet, if that's internet slang or something that's trendy in the penmanship world. I think it's ECB, but that tiny long S is very strange in the middle. Oh, it's a doll. Labubu. Oh, are those like the... Are they in like... Are they like the blind box dolls? Like you collect them? Labubu is a doll that looks like a monster. Okay, never mind. I don't know what it looks... Yeah, okay. Cool. Okay, weird long S. Like, it really looks like ECB to me, but if somebody told me it was EHB, not sure I could argue with them, because that also works. Got you. Well, that's exciting. Congratulations on your Labubu. Okay, where are we going here? We'll have to dip super fast to not run out of ink on that one. Oh, I've never done a connection like that into a capital B. I like that. I guess I've always made it a loop. I like that being sharp. Now I can't do one that's sharp, but I like it. You got the dada la boo boo. All of these sounds. Was it dada la boo boo? That's good, James. Proud, because it's very much like, I get that 100%. It's either proud and pregnant or proud and has a beer belly. One or the other. Oof. I feel like I'm gonna need to send it so many times now, but I think I'm gonna have to change paper. Oops. Okay, Beer Belly B. Proud Beer Belly B. That's a tough spot. With rough paper. I gotta practice that B. Might need to tuck in my elbow. Nope. Such a big shade on it. He's got some jaggies, but there's no retouching looking happen there. He just had jaggies at the bottom of that shade. Jeepers. Lighten up, will ya? That's better. Whoa. Nope. The CREATRIUM. There's new CREATRIUM t-shirts just launched yesterday. The first rendition of CREATRIUM t-shirts, or the first group. Okay, nope. Better. Proud Big Belly B. That's better. Gray shade. What am I doing next year? Plans for my IAMPETH? Well, you're just gonna have to wait. I mean, where it has already been posted on the website, but all of the details and whatnot are still secret. Known only to me. But I expect I will run a conference, and hopefully I can make it be a good one. Hello, Kathy and Accidentally Steve. Nice to see you both. Too angled. Marilyn, that was JC Ryan, right? Yes, that we were talking about in the last stream. The handless penman. They called him. You can find information on him if you just Google him, JC Ryan, or from Zenarian.com. Joe Vitolo has grouped some articles and whatnot about him. Forgetting that I have to go into this little mini long S in the middle for some reason. It's weird because he shaded it. It's so unusual. The shade is what makes me think it was an H, but I feel like he wouldn't do an H like that. I feel like it's a C. Yep. That's why I reference him when people talk about things being too hard or impossible for them. Well, he figured it out, so... There was also a young boy who had no hands. I can't remember his name. But there was an article about him and the business educator. Very, very young boy that did nice... they showed examples of his schoolwork. That was very nice. Not too bad of a flow in those capitals. Now if we can get the proud big belly beat looking all right, we'll be happy. Tuck in the elbow. Step 1. Not bad. Could be better, but it could always be better. Drops his end shade a little low. Big end shade. Nib snap up there. Messed up that oval, but not too shabby. So he doesn't go horizontal on the exit of his E. He doesn't go horizontal till he gets up and around. Okay. Nib snaps everywhere today. Big ol' shades on the lowercase. I'll take it. I'll take it. FB Courtney, I am not, but I'll take it. Okay. Moving right along. Oh, maybe use this old sheet of paper now? Is it dry? Good enough for practice. Actually, maybe I'll save that and practice with it later. We'll keep things looking pretty for stream. Alright, let's pick another design. What do we got? And again, like I mentioned in the beginning of the stream, if anybody wasn't here to hear that, I am referencing currently FB Courtney's pieces from IAMPETH's Henning collection. That collection's on their website. If you want to go on there, if there's a specific piece you think we should tackle, by all means, check out the website and let me know. If you don't want to, that's also okay. Oh, there was one that I wanted to show. I don't think I'll be doing this tonight, but look at this piece. Rarely do we see superscription done to this extent. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Superscription, capital letters. Look at this piece. Look at all those capital letters. I guess I could make this a little bit bigger. That's probably good. All capitals, the entire thing. Holy smokes. American Penman, Cedar Rapids, Iowa. The whole thing in capitals. You can see, messed up his shade on this one. Scraped off the paper. A little bit of vintage Photoshop there. Did he? Yeah, filled in this shade bigger. You can see where his nib went across there. Made it thicker up there. This was obviously ended up going to print, so it was perfected. You could probably go in here and find all his nib lifts and everything too. But it doesn't look like there's actually that many. Have a good night, Marilyn. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you soon. Oh, there's more scraping up there on the top of the P. Giant P. Yes, that page of his twisters. Pretty sure Courtney did more twisters than anybody else. Can't say I'm a fan of this all connection in there. It's a little too, these three little light dots, but whatever. I've never seen this one in print, but because it was like pasted up, I assume it was for print somewhere in the American Penman. But I don't know that I've ever seen it in print, or if I have, I haven't noticed. It's in a binder now, so if you come to conference, you can look at the original. I put it in a binder just last week. Beautiful. I gotta get better at doing this P. I like it a lot. And I like it when this part sits on the baseline like that. More scrapes. That was fixing his connection with a pasted up piece here. It's far from perfect, but that's one of the things I like about it. Okay, what else we got? Want to try a crazy one? We could try a crazy one. There was one I saw earlier that was pretty banana pants. Where is it? Where is it? In this folder. Look how clean. This isn't the one I was talking about, but look how clean this one is. Look at that. Fine, fine, fine. I mean, not hard to do big spirals like that, but it's so clean and they're so fine. So this is one of those ones where when you see it printed, this was it in print, in the actual, I'm assuming American penman. These are the ones where people look at it and they assume it was engraved and whatnot. But in this instance, it was printed and engraved, but this piece is only like 6 inches wide. It's still super tiny and super impressive. Yeah, it's not super hard because spirals are easier than you think if you get really warmed up. But yeah, easy to do, hard to do really, really well. Yeah, it's gorgeous. Anyways, that's not the one that I was looking at. Where's the wackadoodle one? Wackadoodle in the best way possible. There you are. Bonkers. We're gonna try this one. I might regret this one. SJ Plopper. I like that. SJ Plopper. Oh, I very much might regret this one. Okay, then we go around, just mapping it with... Oh, look at this. Normally you wouldn't notice this if you didn't look at it close. Look at this. This was a lift. Pretty sure he finished the P around big shade, little shade, and then lifted on his way up, or maybe had a nib snap or something, then dipped his pen again, and then finished the J, which I would have never assumed. It's a weird spot to have a lift, in my opinion. And it's hidden very, very well. But it definitely looks like a lift. Oops. Alright, let's give this one a shot. I might not spend a lot of time on this one. We're just gonna experiment and see what happens. Starting with a capital S with a very dramatic compound curve into two spirals. Like so. Then he goes over and around with a shade starting it off. Goes over the whole S. Yeah, and then cuts through down here. Oh, danger. Then he does this really cool P. I don't want to lift after that P, but maybe I will. That's why you lift. As you run out of ink if you don't. No, I can probably do that one. If I try again, this crosses over. Oh, this gets messy in here. Oh, then he just has a really quick in there. Just for no reason at all. Just for pizzazz. Oh, a long shade on his L. Short stubby P's. Large bead on his ending R. Yeah. See, same thing. I do the same. My exit trajectory is this way instead of being exiting, following through on that exital. Whoopsies. Is there a longest twister ever? I don't know. As far as a twisted capital, I feel like Mike Saul's probably designed one of the longest ones ever. I think on stream we did a 7 or 8 shaded O once upon a time. But it didn't look super great in my personal opinion. Needed some work. It is. This might not be a real person. I'm not sure. Oh, I forgot to go back up. Whoopsies. I lifted on the wrong spot. Make sure I give myself enough space for the J between the S and the P. Yikes. All the nip snaps in the world. Heavy-handed today. Oh, this has to run parallel to this, except I gotta stop messing this one up. It has to go along that way. Not that far. Okay, I can do that. Extra pizzazz, that's what the nip snaps are? I should do these ones in a Slig Singin' Sunday series, because none of these ones, well, a lot of these ones weren't published. All the capitals in one go. I probably wouldn't do it in one go. I would do it in just normally 2. I could do it in 2 strokes, would feel comfortable for me, I think. But I feel like I would want to exit or finish after the S before this shade. Before this shade. just because of how it looks. It's weird to just stop and keep going. I would want to stop there and then drop again, and also reposition my arm, I think. But I'm pretty sure 2 strokes would be doable. I think he did it in 3. But I feel like 2 would work. Maybe. Okay. Light hand, light hand, light hand. Too close together. And yeah, dip there. But even if I had a reservoir, I think I would want to... Took that a little too far away. This should be right there. And then you wouldn't have to lift there like he did. If you were planned ahead, you could continue going all the way into the J. Okay. I feel like this signature looks harder than it is. Not that I've rocked it yet, but I feel like this one's relatively manageable. I think. Forgot to shade on the second twister. Oopsies. Yeah, I knew that was gonna happen. Pushed it. And also didn't give myself quite enough space. Okay, a little more space after the P and we'll be chilling, I think. And a faster dip for that last stroke so I can do it all in one. Forgot to do the upstroke again. Silly mistake. Don't have enough ink, so I have to dip. I can tell. Bad place to lift. Not on my baseline here. Oopsies. I'm gonna lift after, I guess I'm gonna lift or re-get ink after this point. And I have to remember to dip faster there. Okay, relax. Decent start. Now we're gonna get a lot of ink. Let's see if we can do this last stroke all at once. Nib snap. But we did the stroke at once. Still happy with it. No space though. But all in all, I haven't done a ton of super close comparing, but I'm quite happy with that. All in all, I got some ugly connections, but if I'm being honest, so does he. Okay, I want to drop my P longer. Why do you feel that, Lene? Oh, stock art. Do you mean design-wise, like do the P first and then into other letters? There are many signature designs that actually require that approach to be done correctly. It is a relatively common thing. Or sometimes you do like middle letter, first letter, last letter. Sometimes you do middle letter, last little first letter, depending on sort of where the flourishes go. Actually, we'll come back to this one, but let me show something really quick here. Such a good piece of study material if you're looking for inspiration, signature writing, and creating unique, or just working on creations for signature writing. This, I'll have to make it bigger. Here, I'll go real big so you can actually see it. Is such a good... So this is an entire page of PR Spencer, but each one is a different flourish. Each one is done differently. There might be one on this page, I don't remember specifically, that starts with... Oh, sorry. That starts with, say, one of the ending letters. But each one of these is different. None of them are identical. Which is so cool. Like, that's a unique entry flourish you rarely see for the P or the S. Or the P or the R. There's one with a little bit of a twister in it. I was hoping there was one in here that started with a late letter, but I think he might have started them all with the P in hindsight, or now that I'm looking at them. But they're all different. There's some that repeat the same idea, but this is so many examples of how they would just on the fly be able to change up designs. It's so cool. Yeah, great inspiration. Then there's also, in that same archive, this is where he did Flickinger. But look at how many there are. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, sorry, make this so it's actually visible. What? My mouse is not playing friendly. Stop unclicking. Hiya. Hiya. What? Click. There we go. Like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 different ways to flourish HW Flickinger. Such a good exercise, just studying. Not even trying to write them, just looking at them and studying where he went and sort of why. So good. So good. Now back to where we were here. Is that about the size that it was at? Close enough? Now I don't remember the signature. Whoopsies. I took a break. this little paper's in the way. It's gonna mess me up. I'm gonna dip again, just to be safe. This one came out pretty good so far. It's a little tight in there, but not mad at this one. All right, Kathy, thanks for hanging out. We will see you later. And accidentally, Steve. Okay, now just the last flourish. That'll have to work. S.J. Plopper. Still not quite enough space between the S and the J, but I'm not terribly unhappy with that one. As far as a rendition, at the size that I did it and everything. Let's pick another one. Moving on, moving on. What else we got here? That's that same weird entry into his capital D that looks like a L or the start of an H. Curious. What is this? HP Davenport? I'm assuming. C.W. Demanois. Harpert. We know that one. Or do we want to try to be really clean and precise? And do this Baird one? That's a beautiful signature. We'll give this one a shot. So here's actually an example stock art. He started on the A, and then went into the W, and then went into the B. I'll be 100% honest, I've never been a huge fan of this variation of the capital B, no matter who's written it. But that's just me. This image is a little taller, so I'm going to shrink this a little bit. Okay. A into the W. Did he lift after this A, do you think? I don't think so. But there is some weird inky stuff going on there. He might have not had this shade. If that's a nib line, I'm not really sure. I'd have to see it in person. Doesn't look filled in though. That's how I feel it. To me, it always kind of looks like an R. You wouldn't curve the R back to the left at the end, but yeah, people use it for bees, and I'm just not a fan. Okay, first we just have a nice, gotta make sure that I get a large enough oval before my W. It's gonna be the kicker for me on this one, I think. Oh, fully bent my nib again. No good. No good, no good, no good. This is what I get for using paper that is not good. It's my own fault. Maybe back in business. It's good practice. The fact that I can do some of these designs or some of these executions without nib snaps lets me know that there are times when I'm applying excess weight or not releasing weight fast enough. So it is sort of a part of training. Not a very fun part of training, but it is sort of a part of training. A little bit. To maintain my light hand that needs some work at the moment. Also, I've been doing a lot of forearm movement when my forearm rests on the table. That's when my hand is probably the lightest. I haven't been practicing a ton of whole arm movement where my arm is off the desk, and I think that's what's causing some of the excess weight a little bit, potentially. So I need to practice, basically. Yep, as I was doing it, I couldn't remember if this shade was outside of this oval or inside, and it's well inside. So I messed that up, but we can fix that later. We'll pretend that's in the right spot. Oh, and then this A, too curved. Sudeep, do you mean today or back in the day? Like vintage penmen or penmen that are alive today? All time? The GOAT of ornamental penmanship. Who's the greatest of all time? They were all so good, and honestly... It's hard to pick just one, because they all had such different styles. But I'm inclined to say either... I'll pick three. Can I do that? I'll say either FB Courtney. FB Courtney was definitely the most innovative, I think. He had some crazy, funky ideas, and he really playful type stuff. E.W. Blozer is probably E.W. Bloser is probably the greatest American penman, I would assume. There's not a ton of his work out there, unfortunately. He was a very humble man and didn't actually like when his stuff was printed in the Business Educator, oftentimes it was not credited with his name. Sometimes it was just credited with the editor or not credited at all. Yeah, E.W. Bloser. I'm trying to think, because there was a lot that were really, really good, but sort of, for lack of a better word, I don't want to call them one-trick ponies, but they were very specific. Like, one of my favorites is E.A. Lupfer is my favorite work to study, but it's not very expressive or exciting. It's very much by the book, because all the books are his engravings, or a lot of them. And then, like any of the C.P. Zahner, H.P. Bairnsmeyer, Mataraz, obviously, so many. But I think F.B. Courtney, E.W. Bloser would probably take, I think, the top spot. Courtney, because of his sort of flexibility, he could do many styles really, really well. I mean, a lot of them could do many styles really, really well, but I think him potentially more than some others. Yeah, really tough to pick one. It's a tricky question. I don't know that I've ever actually executed this bee before like this. Big part is making sure this goes, well, it needs to be closer, obviously. The W is supposed to be like here, not over there, so yeah. Because if you notice this one spot right here, this connection, so cool. His W just comes up and then he lifts right there, and the B just happens to come around and hit that exact line. I like to think it was on purpose, might not have been, probably was though. But he did, by the looks of things, have a bit of a lift or a fix, unless that's just a dot on the paper on his B. I'm hoping that's just a dot on the paper. I'd have to look at it closer in person. Oh no, he might have fixed some ink there. He might have touched up that shade. Might have had a little kink there. By the looks of it, cheater. Okay. A very good question. One of these days. Oh, his style. This one is so upright, so different than his other style. That he... past the previous signatures we were doing. That's when I say things like he was very good at multiple styles. It's that kind of thing. Like, this is night and day from the previous signatures we were doing. This I wouldn't say was his go-to style that he was known for. Rough rendition right there. It's just so upright. Much more, I don't know, traditional is the right word? Oof. Too much flick. I'm stressing out on those shades too much. What's his story? Oof. I do not know. I am not sure of Courtney's origin story. You might get a little bit of that if you go on the IAMPETH website and look up the Blue Book. It should be in the Rare Books section. Sounds like telling you to go to the Hogwarts library and sneak into the Rare Book section and look up the Blue Book. But it has bios on a lot of penmen, and a little bit of his history is probably in there that I don't remember. Too many angles going on already in this one. This is a tough signature. Blah. Don't know why I did that. Yeah, like that. Why are we stressing out so much? How important is body posture? Can you do beautiful writing with bad posture? Yes. So important to execution of good letter forms, in particular, if you're talking about engrosser script. If I'm like this, I can do just as good of engrosser script as I can not with my body all contorted like this. But you're going to fatigue your body, and it's not good for your body. So can you do good penmanship or good writing with bad posture? Yes, many penmen do. A little bit different when it comes to ornamental penmanship. If you're doing movement writing and arm writing and whatnot, because you require some fluidity. So if you're scrunched up, you don't have the same, your muscles aren't relaxed and in a neutral position. So it can impact, I would say, a little bit more ornamental penmanship and movement writing. That's not to say that penmen can have bad postures and still do beautiful ornamental penmanship writing, beautiful whole arm and movement writing. Totally possible. But again, rough on your body. I think taking care of your body is very important, so I recommend and prefer writing with good posture. You can't write good with straight posture. That's because you have bad habits. Can't is the wrong word to use in that sentence. It's habitual for you to not. And I would assume most people who if you get relatively decent or good at penmanship or calligraphy or just writing with bad posture, your writing is going to be worse when you straighten up. But it will get better. If you default to, no, I only get good writing when I'm like this, well, count your days until eventually you won't be able to write because your body's going to be mad at you, basically, or you're going to have a hunchback, or it's just not good. You have to be willing, in my personal opinion, to take a step back in quality of work for quality of overall health of your body, health of yourself, everything else. And like I said, it's a tough pill to swallow. It's like when if somebody's practiced slow ornamental penmanship or slow Spencerian before and then dives into ornamental penmanship, you can't maintain the same level of control over your letter forms. Those take time to rebuild again. You have to be, in my opinion again, willing to sort of crunch that into a ball, what you used to be able to do, and throw it out the window and start fresh, for the sake of your body, so that you don't hate yourself when you're older. But that being said, if you don't want to, you don't have to listen to me. But as a professional dancer, the health of my body is very important. I think everybody should take care of their bodies in general. So I think posture is important. Being neutral and relaxed is good. Okay, I think that's the best entry stroke we've done so far for this one. Different angles slightly because the A has to be more angled so that I can get a good little more shade than he did. Whoopsies, but that's all right. A little too round in that little bit, but that's still okay. So upright. Not bad. Could be worse. Oh, for sure, always, Linde. When you're taking a step back quality-wise to learn something, I mean, the whole reason to take that step back is to open the way for progression, to get better. But you can't get better until you take that step. But, like, I know there's a lot of people, they'll hit sort of like a ceiling or they hit a plateau. And the only way for them to get beyond that plateau is to break a habit or do something different, something new. But in order for them to do that different or new, they have to be okay with sort of making bad work. Like when I teach my Art of Movement Writing class, the whole disclaimer in the beginning of the class is everybody's gonna create garbage in their first day, and you have to be okay with that, or you're never gonna be able to adopt the new techniques or the new things. Amongst all your other all your other Discord servers, it's just the sepia brown one. I figured my face didn't have to be the logo of it anymore. Okay, what else we got here? Let's pick another signature. What were some of the hurdles that I've worked my way over? It's a good question. I can't say worked in hindsight. It's currently working my way over certain hurdles. My main hurdles are my own bad habits, basically. My adoption of movement writing was pretty comfortable. It came pretty naturally and pretty, I won't say easy, but going from slow writing to fast writing wasn't like a super painful or difficult process for me. Not difficult in what I'm creating. I don't create work that's the quality that I want to yet, but difficult in that my body has always felt relatively comfortable having good posture and writing with a good grip and things like that. It was never like a struggle. I have some friends who experience physical pain when they try to do like a knuckle up grip or something like that. It feels really unnatural to them. That came pretty naturally to me. Oh, we got an ad coming in, so I'll continue after the ad. I don't know how long the ads are, or if you guys even are getting an ad. That's a cool F. I've never done an F like that before. What's going on, Rate? Nice to see you. This F is really cool. Basics are the most important, I would say. It's like foundation of a house. It's the better your basics are, the better your foundation is, just the better you're gonna do in general. Pretty much, I think. But I think also one thing that made, I'll say, my hurdles be relatively easy to jump over. And again, I say easy, not referring to the penmanship, but my sort of going into it and making the changes and having difficulty and things like that. I think because I love I practice what I preach when I say fall in love with the process. I like this, like what I'm going, this whole process of writing. Yes, is it awesome to to have nice writing and to do a really good stroke and to get really good, yes, that's awesome. But at the end of the day, what I like the most is just sitting down, writing, and playing. My playtime, which is what all these streams are, which is what the majority of my practice sessions are, except for I do like really structured study practice sessions from time to time, not as often as I should, but a lot of times it's just playtime. I just like to explore, and in exploring, a lot of errors and mistakes and issues come, which is okay with me. That's not okay with a lot of other penmen. If you want the shortest route to get really, really good, then you're gonna want to not play so much and be more focused and more repetition and drills and exercises and things. I like drills and exercises, but I use them primarily for warm-ups. I just like to play. And I fully understand that when I play, I make mistakes and things go wrong, and that's okay. So I think the hurdle of crumpling up how like good my forms maybe were before was never difficult. Also, I don't know if my forms were that good before. The outcome is less important to me as the doing it. Obviously, like I said, it's nice when the outcome is really good, but that's secondary, I feel like. The golden age of Instagram OP. That's correct, James. I don't think I'll be doing Engrosser script today. Sorry. One of these days. One day I'll do an Engrosser script stream. Maybe I'll do a guest stream with David and do Engrosser script with him or something. Maybe that's too much pressure. I'll do it one day. I gotta figure out, I feel like my head's gonna potentially get in the way when I do Engrosser script. I get much more above. Why do you hate us? I don't. I just hate Engrosser script. I don't hate Engrosser script. I just don't love it as much as I love ornamental penmanship. I definitely don't hate you or Engrosser script. But in saying what I was saying, I don't enjoy Engrosser script as much, and I like to do what I enjoy. That being said, I have promised an ES stream at some point, so I will do one. Ooh, this comes from down here. Neat. That's interesting. It's quite hard to do that little extra shade, because in order to get this smooth, I want to go quick. But then the transition from this into a really short cutoff, it feels like similar to this stroke. That little short cutoff that I was once told wasn't possible to do on the fly like that you would have to go in and tip it in later, but I've always done it on the fly like that. So I feel like this F little stroke is gonna be a similar situation, where to do that tiny little shade without slowing down my movement, whoa, yeah, it's gonna get weird. I didn't expect that being a hurdle. It's the same excuse for Unchul or Blackletter. I would do Blackletter before I did Unchul. I don't imagine doing an Unchul stream, unless it was Funchul, but nobody wants to see that anyways. I feel you, James. I feel you. I actually don't do French ronde. I don't know how. Could I look at a sample of it and replicate it? Probably, but it's not something that lives in here. If I'm being 100% honest, which I should be. The only thing that really lives 100% in here is ornamental penmanship. Like even business penmanship, which I do a fair bit of practice in, even like those capitals, they don't live in here as much as ornamental penmanship. I need to do a lot more reference and things like that. And in gross script, same thing. They're not as intuitive for me. Okay, that's the idea. What I have to do, that trajectory is too far that way. I gotta keep that follow through going out into that O. That was maybe a little too round, but that's the idea. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. Sort of. O was a little wonky, but now I'm rounding too much, but I'd rather round too much than not at all. These are looking better. That's the idea. Okay, let's try the whole thing again. Yeah, I'm not really familiar with French round at all. Somebody would have to tell me that that's what it is. I'm certain I've seen it before, may have even written it before, but I don't know what it is. Oh, this has to go. We gotta flatten this out so this can follow a little more, not all the way, but a little more parallel through here. It's the transition. That transition. Okay. Okay. That's better for that, I think. That's the idea. A little far apart, but that's okay. Oh, he did a different variation of the K. Whoopsies. Bad angle for the L. Interesting. Yeah, the K is interesting. It's neat though. I'm still bringing this. Now I have the right curve that I want. I just gotta tuck it in and have it angled on that angle a little more instead of this implied oval is a little vertical. I need it to be on that angle so that it tucks right in there. That's better, because then you can follow under the shade to get the entry stroke of the R the way he did it. That's better. What a neat F. I saw Rate posted a story I feel like I saw just a week or two ago of writing, which is dope. Anything else cool in this one? Whoa, look at those ascenders. I don't even think I've ever noticed a descender like that before. Weird. Oh no, he has to go down, up, and up. That is strange. That feels very borderline wrong. Crazy. What's going on, Walker? How you doing? Yippers! Inspired by some of Courtney's stuff. You missed. We were doing loopy signatures like that one of Courtney's. Having some loopy crazy time. Which I gotta pick another signature to dive into here. I just saw this F on this piece that intrigued me, so I wanted to give it a shot. What else we got for signatures? Oh, his bees are so clean. Oh, did he have a nib snap there? Whoopsies. He must have had a nib snap. Or he started this and he started like here, but then came back and went and drew it top down to fill that shape. That's interesting. Oh, let's do that bee. That's a neat one. Too big on that, but that's all right. Okay, this all has to happen in one stroke. I agree, Walker. Sudip, I've taken engrosser strip classes before, but just at IAMPETH. Just day classes there. Any of my practice or getting good at engrosser script has been on my own. Or getting decent at it. Can't say good. It's not something I do all that often. So. This is such a crazy... It's a weird entrance, but it's neat. Better. So we've seen this a bunch of times today. Courtney doesn't end, or at least not in today's examples, in an horizontal exit oval all the time. He ends in almost like a circle, or that one that drops. It's almost like a nearly vertical one. What is the script / hand you've dabbled in that you would like to be more expert at? If there was one script that I could be more expert at, if I had to pick one, I guess it's not... Is it a script? It's a style of calligraphy, but Roman capitals. Brush capitals or with a nib. But yeah, Roman capitals, Trajans, that would be... If I could wave my magic wand and be more expert. And I'm not expert at all. That's one of the scripts I have a lot of, one of the styles of writing I have a lot of trouble with. But it is the one that I wish I could be much better at. I need to dedicate a lot of time and practice to it. Aside from that, I mean, I'd like to be more expert at a lot of them, but aside from ornamental penmanship, yeah, really, the other ones, I can take or leave being better at a lot of the other ones. There's scripts that I'm not terribly good at that I don't need to be terribly good at. Because there are scripts that I don't need to write all the time. Or I don't enjoy writing all the time. But yeah, Roman capitals, I would love to do. Brush capitals. That's the wrong shade. That's the idea. Exit stroke again. I forgot. Every time. I think a lot of these, yeah, a ton of these are just whipped out. They're not planned. I mean, this one, he's written his own name a billion times. But his super flourishy, snazzy ones, they're not engrossed, I don't think. They're not really designed. They're probably potentially some of them pre-planned as far as where the flourishes are going. Where exactly they're crossing, I don't think was something he worried terribly a lot about in his OP work. Gonna run out of ink. What a horrible place to lift. I like that bee though. So if you're ever coming around in an indirect oval from something else, you dive into that one, which is kind of neat. Tentative. What was I trying to do? I was trying to come up here. Oh, I should have done that. That's what I wanted to do. Okay. That didn't work. It's a prime example of what we were talking about earlier. Going for it and just seeing what happens, and then not doing what you mean, or what you intended, or not knowing what you intend and just seeing what happens. Weird. The crazy thing for me for a lot of these signatures, and I mentioned it in the beginning of the stream, is just the size of them. Like this one, just as a random example. This signature in the scrapbook is like 7 or 8 inches. It's like between 7 and 8 inches long, this piece of paper. It's massive. Huge controlled whole arm movement. And the weird long S connection he used a lot, which is curious. This signature has a lot of weird stuff in it. Oh yeah, Walker, they're like in the binder, these are 3 per page. They're like the envelopes. They fill, they're massive. So the signature itself it's at least 6 inches, I would say, because the paper is close to like regular, like the width of a regular piece of paper. Yeah, Hancock's the crazy signature on the declaration. I really like, never done that G with an exit stroke that way. I like it. Granted, I mean, but that's okay. I quite like that. No. I like that though. I like that G. Oh, this same trajectory issue. I need an oval follow through. Well, hello, Sarah. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, they're massive. Like the ones that are big, I can show there's a bunch of them. Like these ones for starters. All these ones are basically almost a full page width as the paper. They're massive signatures. Well, like, just look at the lines. Like, his lowercase are a third of a full space on his lined paper. These signatures are massive. So big. Way bigger than I would have thought. Go back to some of those. That's a fun one. What happened there, Courtney? Did he have a nib snap? Or did he come out of here? He wouldn't have stopped on his way up here. It must be a nib snap that he fixed, or he had a kink or something. Because he definitely scraped paper away and then drew in the fix. Cheater. Same here. Weird. He must have started right here and then drew this in afterwards. Drew this connection from this stroke to this stroke. Cool thing, when they're this big, you can actually see that stuff. When they're tiny, they do what I didn't make it up, but Adam Savage calls hiding your crimes. When they do these small, you can't see quite as easily, but when they're big, you can fully see where they're cheating and where they're actually doing things immaculately, which is dope. It's really cool to dive in. I've never done this on the stream where you guys can see what I'm seeing. It's cool to be able to go like, look guys, look at this one spot here. Which is fun. Also, what the heck happened there? Obviously a lift, but he connected it really weird. Anyways, we'll stop criticizing Courtney, because he's better than I'll ever be. Yeah, I just did it today because I was inspired since I was working on the collection to try some of these signatures, but I didn't want to go through the just printing them all and waste of paper and whatnot to have them here. So I wanted to figure out a way to do it this way. And I've done PDFs this way before, but I downloaded a new, really minimalist image viewer on my computer so that I don't have any menus or anything like that, and then it auto crops to the image size. So as I change the images, it changes on the stream to match as well, the exact size of the image. Oh, that's a beautiful one. That's gorgeous. That S. Oh. Thank you very much, Sudeep. It's fun. I'm glad my computer's not stressing out having my second monitor. Normally I have 3 monitors when I'm working, and I turn them all off except for my main one when I stream, just because my computer's on the older side. And when I go through PDFs, it has trouble, but when I do images like this, it seems to be doing fine. Lene, that's another thing that I guess in response to the question earlier, things that I would like to get better at. One day I will dive into the world of bird flourishing. Not yet, but one day. Or flourishing in general. I will dive into this world. I genuinely, and this could be too cocky probably, I don't foresee it being crazy challenging. Here, we're gonna do a little show and tell for a second. Check out these envelopes. Courtney's envelopes are so fun. Where are the caricature envelopes? Where do they start in this folder? Here we go. Look at how fun these are. Show and tell mode. I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be Palmer, potentially. He drew so many envelopes. And they all have these cool little caricatures on them. My main PC is not for gaming. No, it's just a Dell XPS 15. It's just my laptop that I've had for quite a while. I'm not a gamer. Gosh, that artistic writing is so beautiful. So beautiful. This is why I put him in the GOAT spot, because his writing can be super precise and crisp, but also wackadoodle. Like, this is so beautiful. I feel that, James. That's how I'm most of the time. I'm just waiting for Dell to release the new, I guess, replacement of what will be the new XPS. It's probably a 16-inch something that's going to cost me an arm and a leg. But I think early July, they're supposed to be releasing the next iteration. Maybe. Fingers crossed. So good. It's just so free. It's incredible how many letters he and Henning wrote back and forth. It's phenomenal. I love this. Holding up the letters. Clean. So beautiful, little alien. And such a fun little chop design in the top corner as well. Sudip, I like to play games, but I'm not a gamer. I don't have a gaming PC. I have a computer that can handle, that's powerful enough to handle streaming and whatnot, that can also handle games. I like playing games, but I'm not a gamer. By any stretch. Little alien. I drew a lot of little aliens. This is a script I would enjoy practicing, I think. Tabletop games would be cool. I wish I played D&D or things like that. I've never played before. I would love to play. I have dice and everything, but I've never joined a party. These are all just so creative. Oh, we're out of those now. I think there's more later on, but now we're into the BP. Anyways, let's get back to some writing for a little bit before we call it a night. Where was that one signature that I just said I wanted to do? Now I lost it in the folder. I will say the binders are organized nicer than my folders are. The binders are very nice. I'm excited for everybody to come to IAMPETH and check them out. The whole collection looks really, really good. If I do say so myself. Where the heck are the ones that I was talking about? There they are. Is this the collection that we were going through? Yeah. It was that one. But I think I want to do... Sorry, now I'm indecisive. That one. I also think getting a closer look at the collection, I think I have a favorite piece of ornamental penmanship in general. But it's not in this folder, so I can't show it off right now. What folder would it be in? Let me see if I can find it real quick. No, I'll show it on a different day. I'm being distracted. Let's just write. Sorry. Is that your way of telling me I don't look young now, Sudeep? That video with Rajiv was a few years ago? Wait, 2 years ago? 2 or 3 years ago, I can't remember now. Maybe 2? That was a fun time. I look different when I shave off my white facial hair. Doesn't help me look very young. Oh, this kind of goes. We're gonna lift right there, okay. I can't look that young. My chin is white. Whoopsies. Okay, let me just get this down on paper once so I can actually properly look at it. We're going slower than we should. Oh, that stops there. Okay, so that's our first stroke. Or that's our first two strokes, okay. What ink am I using today? I'm using Blots. Should I shave my facial hair? I could. I could leave the mustache and I could just shave my beard. I've been debating doing that recently. I'll keep the mustache. I like the mustache. The mustache grows very, very slow, so I'm not going to be shaving that off anytime soon because I like it. But I might shave off this. I've been debating if I want to keep it or get rid of it for IAMPETH. Decisions. Only beard? No, I won't keep only the beard. I like the mustache. If I was gonna lose the mustache, I'd lose everything. I'd shave. To skin. Ah, shave only the beard. Got you. I mean, shaving the beard isn't stressful because my chin grows a lot faster than the mustache grows, so it'll grow back pretty quickly if I decide I want to keep it. I don't believe for a second you have 3 chins, James. Okay, my S. Oh, I made this way too tiny, but that's okay. That's our start. We can build off of that. And get our C in here. Okay. Ruined flow, but I'm not worried about the flow at the moment. I just need to get it on my page so I can properly look at it. He didn't cross his T. ChatGPT has improved its writing. I don't want ChatGPT to improve its writing. Yeah, that makes sense, Lene. I do believe you are correct. That's this week's word of the week. He has to make that R so big for it to be so much taller than the S. Feels awkward making the R that big, but it has to be for the S to be standard size, and the C. That R has to go huge, which feels strange. That's not what I was supposed to do. Too big. Okay, that's the right idea. That's the right idea. And this just has to be a big oval. So it doesn't look like a B. Surround to there. And that goes up to there. Okay. And then we shade top of that. Alright. Okay. Then the S can be shorter. We're gonna run out of paper, but that's all right. That's an interesting balance that he has there. The R's massive, but it doesn't look massive. Which is tricky. That's better. Now the S just has to be small. Ugh, ugly S, but that's the idea. You're allowed to have that opinion, Lene. Drop this low enough below the baseline. I'm still going out that way instead of following through into my... He better still practice. He owes me a letter. It's the only thing that makes me feel better about how many people I owe letters to. Which is a lot of people, unfortunately. Not too bad. That's better. RS Carnation. Not a bad attempt. You gotta tell us more about this zine. You mentioned it in the beginning of the stream, James, but you haven't really talked about it that much. What's your zine? I didn't know you had a zine. You're not on Instagram, so I don't know what you're up to anymore. I don't get any Lurker James updates. That's a fun S. I really need to get those spirals in the middle of the S. Probably the weakest part about that signature, unfortunately. Anti-cursive, interesting. No, she should bring some. I want to see them. I don't care if it's anti-cursive. Everybody's entitled to their opinions. I don't mind. Ugh. Tuck my elbow a little bit. Oh, that's fun. How many fonts have you made now? All right. Oops. No, wait. Wrong way. 10. I can't imagine they're all really bad. You get money for some of them still, don't you? Let's try this one we were looking at before. That's sweet. Little bit of income, right on. Oh, I wasn't paying attention to where I had to go. Messed that F up pretty bad. F'd it up. Oh, this is supposed to cut into there. Whoops. never been good at that exit stroke. Because I make the first loop too long. Whoop! Oh, we don't have a foghorn. But the lights have shut off. Which means I wasn't really planning on going past midnight today, but what does it look like on this paper? Actually, I've never tried it on this paper. The black light ink. Let me clean my nib real quick so I don't get ink in the black light. Should probably hide this for now. Well, James, I think you should definitely send some stuff with Chin. Or Azine. I want to see it. I wish you were coming. I wish everybody were coming. My transition into the Blacklight Live hasn't been as smooth. Ooh, my shirt is venti. I wish the designs on my shirts would glow in blacklight. I gotta figure out how to get shirts with ink that glows in blacklight. That would be dope. I mean, I could wear a white shirt, I guess. But that's risky. That's true. I don't need to necessarily keep one. I just want to read. I'm curious about these zines. James's zines. Okay, what does the blacklight look like on this paper? That looks not too shabby. Hello, Bernice. Good morning. You're here just in time for blacklight. But what do we gotta do? We gotta make this look a little better now. Like so. And we're gonna go like so. Oh, does this happen? Can I do my standard? Nope. My quick keys don't work anymore. Why don't my quick keys work anymore? Is it this one? This one? No. Oh, is it that one? Is that too extreme? That looks very extreme, and my face is yellow. I need to set this up so I can make FB Courtney's samples look blacklight as well, so they fit in. I'm not set up for that, unfortunately. Renate. That sounds wonderful, Bernice. Oh, nib catch. So, is this a B or is it a VZ? What if you did a signature that was B, V, and Z? Those were your capitals, B, V, Z. But you did this variation of the B. Oh, you can't really go from that B into a V. Well, I guess, yeah, you can, maybe. We're experimenting now. If that's my B, and then I go into a V. A lot of repetition in BVZ. But if we drop the Z to the baseline, then it actually works. That's Brian Van... I'm gonna say his last name is Zugan. Because I couldn't think of a real Z name off the top of my head that fast. This filter might be a little too extreme. Okay. I'm gonna try to keep on my Courtney mission. Now that I know this paper works, I will continue. What else do we got from Courtney? We could do decisions. I want to do some more of his big ones. Where are some of the big ones? The envelope scrapbook is super dope because there's so many. I mean, it's the same name, W.C. Henning, but there are so many different renditions in different styles of penmanship. It's pretty dope. Well, I want to try this one. Nah, it's too crazy. We could try some of these P.R. Spencer ones. Maybe I'll do that. If we load this in here, can I make this visible? Oh, it looks crazy because it has a filter. Maybe that's okay. Don't want this. Whoops. Whoops, whoops, whoops. There, we'll do that. Sounds good, Sarah. Thanks for popping in and saying hello. Hanging out for a little bit. I need this to be bigger just for myself. So I have to I'll make it bigger for you guys as well. But then I'll shrink this a little bit. Okay. Oh, interesting. He goes from the bottom of the P into the R. Very interesting. Oof. Ugly rendition. But we'll get it on the page and then we'll clean it up later. This doesn't read it. I did that way too high. This goes around here. Continues. Oh, then he drops below the baseline to move through the P and the top of the R to there. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I feel like this filter needs some work though. This is a little too extreme. With the contrast that's doing that. Saturation. This one. Gamma needs to be a little higher, maybe. Why is this filter so intense? Maybe I just have to lower... Oh, we don't want to change that. It's so intense. Maybe that's better. Not quite as... It's gonna look like noisy and stuff. That'll work. I suppose. Wow. I keep wanting for this to end in front here. It has to go all the way through, just like that. Easy peasy. It's not hard. Okay. Something like that, but cleaner. That's a cool combination of letters. Okay. This needs to go a little higher and shorter. We need to not nib snap. And then the S, I just have to remember as I come up here. Large loop right here to go down into my shade. That's what I want. To come in there, okay. Oh. Rough. Well, this does have to go through there. Let's be closer. This has to be closer. We'll chip away at it. Ugly execution, but I'm going to keep going for the sake of getting used to the pattern and the movement. That's better. Oh, wrong P. Darn it. I did not see that. Alright, what do we else? What else we got for... Ooh, let's do one with a long S. Yeah. Similar P, sort of, but it has two loops. Then we have a standalone R. Well, that's no fun. Sort of hear that you're not feeling great. Order Sony. Gotta go slow for a sec, just so I can think about where the heck I'm going on this one before I try to write it. Oh, long S. Okay. Now let's try to make that look better. Good night, James. See you later. Thanks for popping in. Lurker James is back. For how long? Who knows? Wrong R, but that's alright. Oh, that's weird going into... I'm not used to the long S. I got a transition now. More horizontal on this one. And just a nice swooping long S. Go up into the P. Okay. Typhoid? That's not fun. At all. Right on. I don't know how I feel about this soundtrack. Let me try. Let me go back to this one. Some of these tracks are good, some of them are still too chill. Wait, this is the one I want. This one. Is this one of the songs I want? Come on. This is still too chill. Oh, maybe house? That's what we want. This sounds better. Berry fuchsia. What else do we got here? Ooh, let's try this one. It has a standalone S. Too squishy. Oh, what happened? Oh, I used to use this paper for blacklight, and I remember this is what used to happen. It's the exact same paper with the exact same watermark, but look at the difference between how this one glows versus how this one glows. But it's the same paper. That's so weird. It has the same watermark on it. But that's why I stopped using it. Hilarious. I totally forgot about that. Okay, wait. What does these other one look like? This one looks like it's somewhere in the middle. Wow. Well, that's too bad. I have to go through that whole stack of paper and test it under the blacklight. Because this doesn't look really good, which is unfortunate. Here, might use this, which will be super dark. This is the paper I normally use for blacklights every week. Well, I'm bummed that all this paper doesn't work as good. Oh, this is because this is really dark now. Too dark, probably. What am I? Yeah, these are. Oh, it's too dark. Shoot. Well, that's not ideal. Why is this paper so white? I mean, I'll still use it, but it's very. Yeah, that's very fuchsia. Which is unfortunate. Yeah, different. But it's the same paper. That's the weird thing. Because I remember what happened. It's like every few pages would be good, and then they'd be bad again. For whatever reason. S. Oh, no entry into the P. Interesting. Not very excellent execution, but that's alright. Oh yeah, so this one... Yeah, it's from the same stack, it's from the same box. And there's different, like, some are really good, some are really bad, and there are other ones that are in the middle. That's why I stopped using it, because it just glows too much. Or it's too pink. And it doesn't get the, like, the paper doesn't go black. So nothing I change makes it look good. Because the paper itself is just too light in the black light. Strange. Another reason why I gotta get rid of it. I gotta use it all, so I don't have it anymore. This paper does have a lot of strikes against it. I mean, I've had it for years, like since 2006 or 7. It's been a long time. Or too far apart. Whoops. Okay, we can do that smoother. I don't write lists when I go to the grocery store. I could use it for pencil work, I guess. It's not bad when I'm just using black ink. Like I said, because it's slightly toothy, it is good practice for me, so I don't get lazy and heavy-handed. I sometimes put them in my phone, but a lot of times I memory it up. I rely on my memory to get me what I need. I meal prep, so it's always the same stuff. If I'm cooking something specific, I will put a recipe together on my phone usually. Or it's off a website anyway, so I'll just load the website when I'm at the grocery store. Ooh, I like that connection being up on top on this one, from the P to the R. Up there. Oops. Yep. Chicken thighs and Brussels. Chicken thighs, carrots, and Brussels sprouts. I actually ate the last one yesterday, so I gotta get some more. Oh, that's a neat one. I gotta try this one again with my head on straight. Oh, yeah, wrong S. True. Talking and writing is always a bit of a gamble. I also gotta make this go up more. Really got a compound curve into that one, so this one has room to fit in there. Yeah. Give it a couple more shots. Sneeze coming just as the song is going. Right on the beat. I don't know if you guys heard the beat the same time I did, but that was funny. Thank you very much. Okay, this R is giving me too much trouble. Better. Not amazing, but better. Oh, you can't eat. Sorry. Apologies. Ooh, I like that one too, with the S going all the way around. That's cool. These are all cool. I'll try the one with the S going around. Just once. Maybe not. That one's complicated. I think it's bedtime. As I hit the bottom of my page on with my pink writing. Oh, that looks crazy because the paper is way too light. That's so pink. Hard to see. I think we are going to call it an evening there. We will have one more stream before IAMPETH. We'll do a stream next Tuesday. Thank you very much, everybody who's stuck around till the end or who's watching this after the fact. I mentioned it earlier, but new CREATRIUM shirts have just dropped. Just released yesterday. The first run of those. What is the CREATRIUM? It's our Discord. The link to that is in the description down below, or you can go to CREATRIUM.com and you can join our Discord, join that community. But yeah, t-shirts just dropped. Thank you to everybody who's already purchased them. They are getting made and shipped out as we speak. There's a bunch of IAMPETH folk who are trying to get them. Yeah, thanks everybody, as always, for hanging out with me. This was a fun one. I'm glad we made it into the Blacklight Live time. Please make sure that you are falling in love with the process. And don't forget that life should be just a bit of silliness, really. Good night, everybody. Be good, have fun, and we will see you later. End stream.